Hello everyone and welcome back to Summer Sunday, where today we are going to be reviewing stories from Colorado, the US, and all over the globe. So, I hope you enjoy, and let's get started with the main stories. Thank you for tuning into this week's Summer Sunday, where today we are going to be reviewing Hurricane Dorian, where it took place and is going to hit Florida, but not nearly as bad as it hit the Bahamas. Hurricane Dorian's aftermath in the Bahamas. Let's go and watch this video.
For the most part, I am trying my best to hold it together. It's extremely frightening. It's scary. I feel so displaced and not being able to communicate with the outside, with family. It's scary.
What is your neighborhood like right now?
There's no neighborhood. There's nothing here. We are actually sitting in a car now, just trying to figure out what's the next step. I don't feel safe. I don't see the authorities around. They say that they're here, but I honestly don't see them. There's a lot of death that's around us. It's a lot of chaos. It's a lot of destruction. You could literally smell the death in the air as the water dries up and the sun comes out. Like it's so unreal. It's devastated. Abaco is demolished. It's finished.
And that was the video. Credit to CNN US. I will leave the link in the description so I do not get a copyright strike. Hundreds of people are lining up at this port to evacuate. 1 hour and 7 minutes ago, reported by CNN from CNN's Paula Newton and Ala Inchinesco in Marsh Harbor, Bahamas. Hundreds of people have lined up in the port on the devastated island of Abanco in the Bahamas to take a ferry back to Nassau. Some people at the port have been waiting there since early morning after hearing that there would be boats for them to leave today. Many of them recounted horrific stories of survival by breaking through rooftops or swimming onto boats and try to ride out the storm. Some say that they have family members are still missing and that they witnessed friends and neighbors drown in the storm surge. 2 hours and 38 minutes ago, reported by CNN's Paula Newton in Marsh Harbor. Parts of Marsh Harbor seemed like a ghost town after evacuations. The CNN team that has just arrived on Marsh Harbor, Bonko says parts of it now resemble a ghost town as people have evacuated. In the last 48 hours, private boats, choppers, and some passenger planes arrived at the town's ports, airports, and small marinas, according to the sources on the ground, and the cell phone service was also restored on Saturday. Along with scattered debris, garbage is still starting to pile up throughout Grand Abanco. Heavy equipment will be needed to remove the tons of wreckage and debris that now cover the island like thick carpet after recovery efforts are complete. At least 70,000 people are homeless on the Grand Bahama in the Abaco Islands, UN, 6 hours and 46 minutes ago. From CNN's Pamela Boykoff. The United Nations believe at least 70,000 people are homeless on Abanca and the Grand Bahamas, according to this statement on Friday. It is working to provide 1,000 tarpaulins to replace roofs stripped from homes by Hurricane Dorian. The Bahamas faces a long road to recovery, says Jan William Wigdam, who led a UN emergency response team which arrived in Nassau on Wednesday. As you see, plenty of people are very devastated by Hurricane Dorian, and we wish them all here at Summer Sunday all the best. Smoke lightly killed 34 trapped below deck in California boat fire, raising new questions about the origin point. This is from the Los Angeles Times. Again, I will leave the link in the description so you can check this out for yourself. This is just a very short summary of this story. Authorities said on Friday they believe smoke inhalation caused the death of 34 people aboard the Constipation dive boat, raising new questions about exactly where the fire started and how it spread. I'm just going to call it the constipation, because that's easier for me, because I'm Jim Yom. The fire broke out early Monday morning during a Labor Day weekend diving expedition, trapping the victims who were sleeping. 5 crew members who were above deck at the time were able to escape, and so the fire was too intense to get anyone else out. Also, with the crew, accounts told the Times that an hour before the fire erupted, passengers had participated in the night dive. A crew member who had been straightening up the galley and mess area went upstairs to the wheelhouse about 2:35 a.m. Before the crew members went upstairs, he checked to make sure that the stove was cold and flammable materials were stowed according to the source, who was not authorized to comment publicly and spoke in condition of anonymity. Sometime before 3:15 a.m., the crew member heard a noise and thought someone on the boat had tripped. The flames prevented him from getting into the galley, the source said. The passenger and 1 crew member were in the sleeping area 1 level below the galley. The galley area was engulfed with flames, NTSB Commissioner Jennifer Hamidi said, recounting what the crew member told investigations. They tried to enter through the double doors but could not get in because of the flames. They tried to access the galley from the front windows, but the windows wouldn't open. And the crew and the people aboard ship are asking whether they had a complete safety briefing. And if the other people, the crew, were trained adequately. We wish the best to all the families on the Constipation or the Conception, whichever one. Now onto the last news story. And as you may know, if you do indeed live in Colorado, that there was a big storm yesterday. It was very intense, very loud, and of course, we are now going to cover that story. I-70, this is local news, the denverchannel.com. We will again leave the link in the description. I-70 reopens at Floyd Hill after strong storms caused rock slide that shut down the highway. Floyd Hill is up in the mountains, if none of you know. This was updated at 7:27 a.m. September 7th, 2019, posted at 2:50 p.m. September 6th, 2019. Denver, the westbound lanes of Interstate 70 reopened Saturday morning at the bottom of Floyd Hill, west of Denver, after a strong storm caused a rock slide that led to overnight closures of the hallway, officials said. The rock slide happened about 3 p.m. Friday as the storms packed heavy hail, wind, and lightning moved through the mountains into the Denver metro area. The west lanes of I-70 were shut down overnight and traffic was backed up for miles through that evening. The highway reopened about 6:30 a.m. Saturday, according to Colorado Department of Transportation. The rock slide had forced closure of US 40 from the top of Floyd Hill to US 6. Officials say backups westbound lanes of I-70 were approximately 8 miles long and advised travelers taking the highway if heading west of Denver for the weekend. The strong portion of the storm moved through the southern metro area, triggering severe thunderstorm warnings to Lakewood, Littleton, and Centennial. A tornado warning was issued for parts of Arapahoe County, including Aurora and Foxfield, east of Centennial. All the storm warnings had expired as of 4:45 p.m., but the heavy rain had caused flooding in some areas, including C-470 and Yosemite Street near Park Meadows Mall near Lone Tree. South Metro fire rescue crews rescued 2 people from a car that were nearly fully submerged in high water. According to the National Weather Service, the storm is expected to continue passing through the Denver area throughout 5 p.m. And that is the end of the news story. Thank you for watching this main news segment. Now, on to weather. Hi, I'm Kirsty Hunt, and I'm with weather. We are going to start with Denver, Colorado. The total weather segments that we are going to do today are Denver, Colorado, Houston, Texas, and California. As you're seeing this on Sunday, there will be scattered thunderstorms, precipitation 50%, high 82, low 58. On Monday, you will have clear skies with a high of 86, a low of 59. Tuesday, partly cloudy with a high of 88, a low of 60. Wednesday, partly cloudy skies with a high of 87 and a low of 56. Thursday, high of 79, low of 52. Friday, high of 82 and a low of 54. On Saturday, to end off our week, you will have a high of 88 and a low of 57, partly cloudy skies. In Houston, Texas, you can have a very nice day on Sunday with a high of 99 and a low of 77, precipitation 10%. And on Monday, you will have partly cloudy skies with a high of 96 and a low of 78, precipitation 10%. And on Tuesday, you will have a high of 79, a low of 79, isolated thunderstorms, precipitation 30%. And again, on Wednesday, scattered thunderstorms with a high of 93 and a low of 78, precipitation 40%. And on Thursday, isolated thunderstorms once more, with a high of 94 and a low of 77, precipitation 30%. And on Friday, a high of 97 and a low of 78, precipitation 10%. On Saturday, to end off your week, you will have a high of 97 and a low of 78. To end off our weather segment, we have Los Angeles, California. On Sunday, you will have clear skies with a high of 80 and a low of 66, precipitation 10%. On Monday, you will have a high of 81, a low of 65, precipitation 10%. And on Tuesday, you will have a high of 78 and a low of 64, precipitation 10%. And on Wednesday, you will have a high of 79 and a low of 64, precipitation 0%. Okay, I shouldn't have said that, but now you know you won't have any rain on Wednesday. On Thursday, you will have a high of 85 and a low of 66. On Friday, you will have a high of 89 and a low of 68. And on Saturday, to end off our weather segment, a high of 90 and a low of 66. Thank you for watching weather. Now onto sports. Hello and welcome to sports. Today, we are going to cover Texas State versus Texas A&M. Texas A&M demolished Texas State with 41 versus 7. Pretty sad, to be honest. NCAA Division Football Bowl Subdivision. Pretty sad turnout. And that's all the coverage we have. Thanks a lot, producers. That was interesting. Let's go on to a bigger coverage thing. This is from 247 Sports. We will leave the link in the description. This is a college football week 2 predictions for big games. It's only the second full week of college football, but this is already separation Saturday in the pick'em department between myself and fellow 247 Sports national analyst Chris Hummer. After jumping out of a 2-game lead against the spread in week 1, it looks like Chris and I have predicted several games different on Saturday, one that includes the top 10 showdown and other potential matchups that can shake next week's AP ratings. Where we stand after week 1. Brad Crawford straighten up 9-2 against the spread 7-4. Chris Hummer straight up 8 versus 3, and then ATS 5 versus 6. On to this week's 2 picks for week 2 games. Stanford at USC 3-5. UCF 10-5 at FAU. Nebraska 4-5 at Colorado. BYU at Tennessee 3-5. Miami 6 at North Carolina. Texas A&M, and Clemson, 17.5. I'm honestly a little shocked this line is so high. I was a college student. I was in College Station last year when the Aggies nearly upset the Tigers. In fact, the Aggies aren't better in year 2 under Jimbo Fisher. This is one of the easiest lines of the week to pick. Texas A&M doesn't pull the upset, but it does pull the scare into the nation's number 1 team, Clemson. Clemson 35, Texas A&M 27. Army 22.5 at Michigan. Cincinnati at Ohio State 17.5. LSU at Texas 4.5. And that is everything we are going to cover. That is the assumptions for the Week 2 lineup of college football. Now on to our last segment. Producers really are slacking this week. And this is more on the health side, but technically I'm doing sports, so health is also part of that. A strange thing happens when you use mouthwash after you exercise. In ads and TV, it all looks so simple. People use mouthwash and instantly neutralizes all nasty bacteria hiding in their mouths, and just like that, their dental hygiene is assured. But it's really going on when you rinse a cap load of antibacterial chemicals around your mouth. What does that to your body and other kinds of microorganisms that might actually be beneficial to health? As a new study shows, the downstream effects can be surprising, far-reaching to affecting much more than just your dental well-being. In experiments led by scientists from the UK and Spain, researchers have found that a simple act of using mouthwash after exercising can reduce one of the benefits of exercise, lowering blood pressure. When you exercise, your blood vessels open in response to the production of nitric oxide, which increases the diameter of blood vessels. This is called vasodilation, and it increases blood flow circulation to active muscles. For a long time, researchers thought this only happened during exercise, but in more recent years, evidence has shown that the circulation takes time, meaning blood pressure is lowered even after exercise. Thanks to how bacteria interact with a compound called nitrate, which forms the nitric oxide degrades. Thanks to how bacteria interact. That's not proper English, and that's not just my poor reading skills. This is also from sciencealert.com. We will also leave a link for this in the description. Some species of bacteria that live in your mouth can use nitrate to convert into nitrate, a very important molecule that enhances the production of nitric oxide in the body. Some species of bacteria in the mouth can use nitrate to convert into nitrate. I am very confused. In an experiment, 23 healthy adults ran in a treadmill for 30 minutes. After the workout, participants were asked to rinse out their mouth with an earlier antibacterial mouthwash or mint-flavored placebo. These mouth rinses occurred immediately after the exercise, also at 30, 60, and 90 minutes after. I think I'm just going to scan this really quick. I feel as though we should never do a health segment again because that was painful. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed those segments. Now on to Good Luck Summer's announcements. Hey guys, so I don't even know. I don't know, that segment, that wasn't just my bad reading skills, that was literally the worst grammar I've seen on this show. Anyway, I don't really think I have many announcements. Actually, I do. I'm not going to leave any links in the description because I can't go back to all the websites I did. I mean, I could, but how would I save the links until I upload this? Like, it would be a really complicated process. So I'm not going to leave the links in the description. You can, I told you all the names of the websites, so you can just go on to the names of the websites. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Actually, no. I don't hope you enjoyed this, because Jim Yam is supposed to say you don't have... I hope you enjoyed this. But there's no announcements that I can think of right now. I'm bringing back Positive Morning Remix. That was kind of another thing that I have to bring back after my copyright strike incident. Yeah, I'm bringing that back. Those are very simple to edit, so I love them. Same with lyric videos and remixes. I like easy things to edit, okay? But they're also enjoyable, so you kind of find a midpoint there. But, yeah, so now back to Jim Yam for the outro. And I hope you have a wonderful week. And I hope you enjoyed this Summer Sunday. If you did, make sure to leave a like, a comment, and be sure to subscribe to Good Luck Summer. And I hope to see you a couple weeks from now. Goodbye.